Bayern Munich seem to be running away with the league over in the Bundesliga, but can the likes of Bayer Leverkusen close the gap this weekend? We're going to take a look at that and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again another prediction video today. It's all about Matchday number 20. That's right, over in Germany, and we'll get to that in a second. If you knew where you've been, hit the old subscribe button. You want to stop shop for Bundesliga, Blackburn Rovers, world football. We get it all here under one rooski. That's right, 6 points between first and second. The gap after that, though, is even bigger. That's right. But who, of course, will have the better weekend? We'll take a look at it, all of it, in a second. If you knew where you've been, hit the old subscribe. Your one-stop shop for Bundesliga is right here. Also, a big shout out to the members and the Patreons. What we're going to do now, though, is revisit those last weekend's games and, of course, kick on forward to the this weekend drama with a little bit of an update of the Super. All right, then, folks, let's turn the clock back to this past weekend and have a look at how I got on last time around, then, shall we? Here are those games, of course, on the screen. We start with the Wolfsburg 2, Holstein Kiel 2, draw there. Meanwhile, Leverkusen also pick up the same scoreline with a 2-2 draw, which, of course, blew my prediction out of the water. Meanwhile, Mainz with a 2-0 win over Stuttgart. Didn't see that one coming. Bayern, though, did beat Freiburg 2-1 as predicted. Augsburg did beat Heidenheim 2-1 win. I won the 1-0 win. Dortmund could only draw 2-2 in the end with Werder Bremen. I won the 2-1 win. My boys Mönchengladbach with a convincing 3-0 win over Bochum. I won the 2-0 win. Meanwhile, Frankfurt and Hoffenheim 2-2 in the end. And St. Pauli with a convincing 3-0 win over Union Berlin. That's right. What about the table? Well, the table looks a little bit like this, guys. As you see it, Bayern Munich are top of the pops with 6 points clear over Bayer Leverkusen. Of course, Frankie are in third, Stuttgart are in fourth, Leipzig all the way down to fifth right now. My boys Mönchengladbach are in eighth. Going down it is Bochum, is Holstein Kiel and Heidenheim are in that dubious playoff spot right now. Now, what about the update of the Super Brew? Let's have a little look then, shall we? Alrighty, big weekend it was for KP21, 11.5 points for him, as did Raymond Reddington with a massive 10 score. TB also up there in bronze. I'm all the way down to 6. Well, down there was 6 points. Not great, not the best haul, but if you see your name in there, please smash that like, smash your subscribe. Of course, we do need the support on the channel. Kicking on forward to the main leaderboard. I am in the top 10, up 2 spots to number 10, which is absolutely fantastic. We want to, of course, finish as high as we can in this league. No, though, we're still running away with 169.5 points. That is a good 20 points clear of me at the moment. We'll see who, of course, will still be top spot next week. But, of course, it is a lot more drama still to be had over in Germany as we look forward to those next round of games. Speaking of those next round of games, we'll take a look at those in just 1 second. What we're going to do now, though, is show you if you want to get involved with the Prediction League, it is 100% free. The link is on the screen right about now. But the next round of games are also on the screen, and these are those, of course, coming at you this coming Friday night. We're going to start with a trip to Werder Bremen. It is, of course, Bremen up against Mainz at the Wasserstadion. Bremen under Oliveira, they are 9th in the table. Winless, though, in the last 5 up against Mainz and Bo Henriksen, who are 6th. Who've lost twice in the last 3. Now, they played 35 times since 2004. 17 wins for Bremen, 11 wins for Mainz. There's been 7 draws between the two sides. Last time around, over at this very venue, was a 4-0 win for Bremen back in September 2023. The reverse fixture in Mainz was a 2-1 win for Bremen back in September. Bremen packing a 2-2 draw against Dortmund, most recently on the road. Mainz with that impressive 2-0 win over Stuttgart, of course, on this one. Book is very, very tight. Can't separate these two sides. I think I don't know which myself. Where am I going? I'm going with a 2-1 win for Mainz on the road here. 6th place up against 9th place. Very, very tight. Mainz can beat anybody on their day, and they've been doing it all season long. So this one I do see, especially with all focus on this on a Friday night. Let's go to Heidenheim next, up against Dortmund, who are still on the search for the manager. Coming out of the Voltith Arena, Heidenheim under Frank Schmidt, all the way down to 16th in the table. 14 points for the season, just 1 win in the last 6. Up against Dortmund under Mike Tulberg, winless also in the last 6. In fact, Heidenheim have better form than Dortmund. Heidenheim 33% form compared to 25% form for Dortmund. They are 11th in the table, 26 points for the season. I played each other 4 times since 2014. 2 wins for Dortmund, nothing for Heidenheim. There's been 2 draws between the two sides, including a 0-0 draw at Heidenheim when they last played back in February 2024. The reverse fixture this campaign, 4-2 winners it was for Dortmund back in September. Heidenheim on the back of that 2-1 loss to Augsburg. Dortmund drawing with Bremen most recently. The last victory was a 3-1 win over Wolfsburg way back in the 22nd of December. Dortmund have been actually against Shakhtar to try and keep their Champions League ambitions on the right track. Heidenheim all focused on this one. Dortmund are fancied to win this one. Heidenheim massively unfancied. Going to go with a 2-0 win for Dortmund on this one. with the caretaker coach at the helm. Meanwhile, Bochum up against Freiburg. That's right, coming at you over at the Volvo Ruhrstadion. Bochum under Dieter Hecking. 18th for the table, 12 points for the campaign. Just one win the last 4. Up against Freiburg under Julian Schuster, 1 win the last 5. They played each other 27 times since 1994. 9 wins Bochum, 14 wins Freiburg. 4 draws between the two sides. What are we looking at here? They're 18th for the table are Bochum. Freiburg are 10th. Last time around, of course, over at Bochum, it was a 2-1 win for Freiburg back in March 2024. The reverse fixture in Freiburg back in September was a 2-1 win for Freiburg. Freiburg packing a 2-1 loss to Bayern most recently. Bochum also losing to Mönchengladbach 3-0 on the road. The bookies all back. Oh, it's very, very tight. It's like a coin flip between the two sides, but Freiburg slightly fancied on this one. For me, I'm going to go with also backing that slightly 2-1 win. Freiburg are good. They might not be at the best of form right now, but they're definitely a tricky team to play against any time of the season. St. Pauli up against Augsburg coming out to the Minatos Stadion. St. Pauli and Alexander Blesen up to 13th in the table. 20 points for the season. Back-to-back wins for St. Pauli up against Augsburg under Jesse Torup. 3 wins on the spin right now. 50% form. They're 12th with 25 points for the season. Now they played 7 times in 2007. 2 wins St. Pauli, 4 wins for Augsburg. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. Last time around, of course, over at, where are we? St. Pauli was a 3-0 win for St. Pauli back in April 2010. I was in the Zweite Bundesliga. The reverse fixture this campaign, 3-1 win it was for Augsburg in September. Augsburg on the back of 3 successive wins, beating Union Berlin, Bremen, and then Heidenheim. They're, of course, one of the form teams of the right now. Meanwhile, St. Pauli with a 3-0 win themselves. Also, back-to-back wins. Two sides on pretty good form of late. Bookies, though, on this one, what are we looking at? We're looking at, again, it's tight. No, it's, St. Pauli fancied on this one over Augsburg. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win as well for St. Pauli on this one. Then we go to Stuttgart up against my boys Borussia Mönchengladbach coming out to the MHP Arena. Sebastian Hoeneß, Stuttgart are 4th with 32 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Mönchengladbach under Gerardo Sione, they are 8th with 27 points for the season, just 1 win in the last 5. They played each other 58 times since 1992, 27 wins for Stuttgart, 15 wins for Gladbach. There's been 16 draws between the two sides last time around. Over at this very venue, it was a 4-0 win for Stuttgart. Stuttgart also winning the reverse fixture at Gladbach back in September 2024. Stuttgart winning 3 of the last 4 in this fixture, both home and away. But they're on the back of a 2-0 loss against Mainz most recently. Gladbach back in a 3-0 win against Bochum. The odds right here, right now, we're going to go with Stuttgart probably. Mönchengladbach massively unfancied, and unfortunately, I've got to go with the bookies on this one. So my boys taking the L. Going to go with a 3-1 win. Stuttgart taking the points and moving the chains. Bayern up against Holstein Kiel at the Allianz Arena coming at you on Saturday, the 1st of Feb. Bayern under Vinny Company. 5 wins the last 6. Top of the pops. 48 points for the season. Up against Holstein Kiel under Marcel Rapp. Just 1 win the last 4. They are 17th with 12 points for the campaign. Played each other twice since 2021. 1 win apiece, of course, which included a 6-5 penalty shootout win for Holstein Kiel back in January 2021. The reverse fixture in this campaign, back in match number 3, was a 6-1 win for Bayern this season. Bayern on the back of that 2-1 win over Freiburg. They are taking on Slovan Bratislava tonight. They're expected to win that game to at least prolong their Champions League adventure. Meanwhile, Holstein Kiel on the back of the 2-2 draw against Wolfsburg. Bayern massively fancied on this one. Don't even go there. Don't even consider anything else. Going to go with a 2-0 win myself. Bayern might even be more than that heading into this weekend's draw. Meanwhile, Union Berlin, they're up against St. RB Leipzig at the Alten Forsterei. Union Berlin and Stefan Baumgart, just 1 win the last 6. They are 14th in the table, 19 points for the campaign. Up against Leipzig and Marco Rosa. 50% form for them right now. 1-2 loss to and draw 2 over the last 6. Just 1 win in the last 4. They are 5th with 32 points for the season. 16 times they have played since 2014. 6 wins Berlin, 8 wins Leipzig. 2 draws between the two sides, including a draw at Leipzig back at the start of the season. 0-0 it was back there. Meanwhile, last time around at Union Berlin, it was a 3-0 win for Leipzig back in September 2023, who are unbeaten against Union Berlin over the last 3 and haven't conceded a goal against them in that last 3. St. Pauli, though, beating Union Berlin last time around, 3-0 win. Leipzig with that 2-2 draw against Leverkusen. The odds here, of course, they do go with Leipzig. It is tighter than you would imagine. I'm going to go with that 1-1 draw myself, though. 1-1 in the end. Big point in the bag for Union Berlin. Meanwhile, Frankie up against Wolfsburg, coming at you over at the Deutsche Bank Park. Frankfurt under Dino Topmöller, they are 3rd, 37 points for the season. They are 75% form for them right now, unbeaten the last 5. Up against Wolfsburg under Ralf Hasenhüttl, they are 7th, 28 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 4. Played each other 49 times since 1996. 9 wins Frankie, 24 wins Wolfsburg, 16 draws between the two sides. Last time around, though, over at Frankie, it was a 2-2 draw back in February 2024. Frankfurt, they're picking up a 2-1 win over Wolfsburg at Wolfsburg back in September this season. Wolfsburg picking up a 2-2 draw against Holstein Kiel most recently. They are back-to-back games now without a win. Frankfurt also actually unbeaten in a long run here. 2-2 away draw against Hoffenheim most recently, taking on Roma in the European exploits this midweek. But they are fancied as well. Frankfurt for the victory on this one. Wolfsburg looking like underdogs, especially for me as well. 3-1 win. Frankfurt taking the points. And then we wrap it up on a late Sunday night. It is Leverkusen, it is Hoffenheim. It's coming to the Bay Arena. Leverkusen under Xabi Alonso, second in the table, 42 points for the season. Back-to-back games now without a win up against Hoffenheim under Christian Ilsner. Just one win in the last 6. They're 15th with 18 points for the campaign. Played each other 34 times since 2003. 20 wins for Leverkusen, 8 wins for Hoffenheim, 6 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this venue was a 2-1 win for Leverkusen. Reverse fixture was a 4-1 win for Leverkusen in Hoffenheim back in September. Leverkusen winning 4 against Hoffenheim on the spin. In fact, they've won 5 of the last 6. Leverkusen, though, drawing with Leipzig most recently. Hoffenheim the same against Frankfurt. But the odds right here right now, of course, Leverkusen are massively fancied. And they are in my eyes as well. 2-0 winners for Leverkusen in their own backyard. And if I'm right with these predictions, this is what the table will look like. It'll be Bayern, it'll be Leverkusen, it'll be Frankfurt, it'll be Stuttgart. Going down, Bochum and Kiel. It's pretty much as you were over in the Bundesliga. That, my friends, is my predictions. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you smash the like. Make sure you hit the little bell, boys and girls. We'll be back for the next round of games in Germany. But until then, we are done.